boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. What is up, YouTube? It's your boy Jay Dons, and we are back at it with another New York Giants video. Back at it with another New York Giants banger. If this is your first time watching, make sure you like, make sure you comment, and make sure that subscribe button if you love Giants football. We finally know that Mike Kafka and Martindale will both be returning in 2023 as the New York Giants offensive and defensive coordinators. And some more news would be that the Philadelphia Eagles, just after losing in the Super Bowl, will also be losing their offensive and defensive coordinators to the Arizona Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts. Let's get to that real quick. Shane Steichen, correct me if I'm wrong, I might be butchering his name, but he would end up getting the job in Indianapolis. He was the offensive coordinator for the Philadelphia Eagles that put up a lot of numbers, put up a lot of good stats, if we're being honest. That offense of Philadelphia was stacked. They will be losing their offensive coordinator to the Indianapolis Colts, and the Arizona Cardinals would end up hiring their defensive coordinator, Jonathan Gannon, to be their head coach. So the Philadelphia Eagles lose their offensive and defensive coordinators on the same day. On the same day, two teams that we were thinking possibly could end up taking Mike Kafka and Martindale would end up taking the Eagles offensive and defensive coordinators. So it's great. It's great. The Eagles lose some guys in their coaching staff. They're going to now have to look for an OC and DC, while the New York Giants will be bringing back Mike Kafka and Martindale for 2023. And you know who is the biggest winner out of all of this? Out of all the coaching vacancies, who's the biggest winner? It's not even the coaches. It's Daniel Jones. It's Danny Dimes. He will be in another year in the Mike Kafka, Brian Daboll scheme, the system. Daniel Jones will have another year of that, and that is the best case scenario for Daniel Jones. That was the best case scenario for the New York Giants, keeping Mike Kafka and keeping Martindale. Mike Kafka was a first-year offensive coordinator on a Giants offense that really lacked explosiveness, really lacked weapons, but he still got, he was still prioritized as a future head coach, and we thought we was going to lose him after just one season of being an offensive coordinator for an NFL team. I didn't think it was going to be possible that Mike Kafka was going to get a head coaching job after just 1 year as Giants OC. But with him being back, that is a big plus to Daniel Jones. That is a big plus to the New York Football Giants. Imagine if the Giants are able to go out there and go get Mike Kafka some weapons. It might be sky's the limit for this offense, man. It might be sky's the limit for this offense, because even without those guys, even without a number one wide receiver, a shaky offensive line that had problems, had some big issues with at right tackle, at guard, at center, the Giants offense wasn't the best. It wasn't, it was nowhere near what we want it to be, but it still won the Giants games in some aspects. Daniel Jones took a big leap in year 4 with Mike Kafka and Brian Daboll being the guys overlooking the New York Giants offense. So Mike Kafka being back is huge. It is huge for the New York Giants, and it is huge for Daniel Jones. Martindale. At first, I thought he was going to be a goner. I was kind of optimistic about Mike Kafka because he had just 1 year of experience at OC. But with Martindale, it was a different story. We know Martindale's dream is to be a head coach. He wants to be a head coach of an NFL team. And, when we're looking at the offense and we're looking at the NFL, defensive coaches really aren't, defensive coordinators really aren't what is most prioritized, in the NFL. Besides DeMeco Ryans, who was an elite defensive coordinator over there in San Francisco, ended up getting the Houston Texans job. But Martindale, we knew he wanted to be a head coach, and it was a chance that he was going to be gone. He was going to be gone. The Indianapolis Colts was the team that really, scared me about possibly taking Martindale and hiring him as the head coach, but they would end up telling him, informing him that he was, out of the race for the New York Giants, for the head coaching job of the Indianapolis Colts. And again, that is a big plus. Martindale was probably the defensive MVP besides Dexter Lawrence. We saw guys on this defense take jumps that we never saw under Patrick Graham. Never seen it. We never seen that type of Dexter Lawrence performance. We never knew that Adoree Jackson could actually be possibly a number 1 cornerback on a defense. You know what I'm saying? Freaking Julian Love took a big step. And this is with this defense, having a rookie edge rusher in Kayvon Thibodeau who had, he wasn't the most effective all the time. Zito Jolari, who when he was on the field was a dominant force, but wasn't on the field all the time. We're talking about a defense that lacked cornerback help, that already going into the season did not have the best, cornerback group, would end up losing the only guy on this defense they couldn't afford to lose in Adoree Jackson near the middle of this season. But Wink Martindale rallied up the troops. The next man up mentality was really present on this Giants defense this past season. And, Wink Martindale, possibly she should have got a head coaching job. He should have. And, he's been a defensive coordinator for the Ravens, has had elite defenses over there, and in his first season as the Giants defensive coordinator with, this defense lacking a lot of talent in, key spots like corner, like linebacker, he still had this defense looking pretty good in some, in some spurts, and I'm just glad to have both of these guys back. And, the cherry on top on this Sunday is that the Eagles would end up losing their two offensive and defensive coordinators. That's huge. That is huge. We were worrying about the Giants possibly losing Wink Martindale, Mike Kafka, but when it all played out, when the chips were finally placed on the board, the Eagles would end up losing Jonathan Gannon and Shane Steichen to the Arizona Cardinals and the Indianapolis Colts. So that is just it's huge. It is huge. I'm excited to see what Daniel Jones will look like in another year in the system. We already knew the turmoil that's going around Daniel Jones with, learning a new playbook each and every year. For the first time, in his career, he's going to be able to jump back into the same system for a second year with an offensive coordinator and a head coach that is worthy of being named a head coach and the offensive coordinator of the New York Football Giants. So that is huge. I'm excited for that. Can't wait to see what this offense looks like this year. I'm really excited to see what the Giants do at, wide receiver. If they do draft a wide receiver in the first round, I want to see which one it could be. Leave your comments down below. Are you a Jordan Addison guy? Are you a Zay Flowers guy? A Quentin Johnson guy? Leave all of that down below in the comment section. But that's really it. I cannot wait to break news in the NFL free agency period. I cannot wait to cover that. And on the community tabs, we got a poll out. What should the first NFL offseason video be on the channel? We got Lamar Jackson up there. We got Aaron Rodgers. And we also have, the NFC East recap. So go over there, vote over there on which first NFL offseason video you want on the channel. And that's really it though. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you leave a like, make sure you comment, and make sure that subscribe button. And until then, it's been your boy J Dons, man. The boys are back in town. We are out. Peace.